us out. You just we're not ready, and I'm like, what is he
Okay.
saying?
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
It's too late. It's staying. It's all that's staying. All that's staying.
We're
Is
so
this
good
live?
at this.
This is
Is this live?
we're professional unprofessionals. Okay.
Hold on. Let me
That's
check.
what
Let
I've
me
deemed
check.
us.
Oh, we're
Please
live.
check. Okay, so all that's in.
Yeah.
That's all in. Perfect.
All in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mystery Box Podcast, Spooky Edition, episode 13. I am your host, Joey, joined by two very lovely cupcakes, Chappy
That's me.
and Steven.
What up?
Hello.
Boo.
How are you guys this week?
Can't do that to me.
It was spooky. Guys, background, or before we start the spooky stuff, I beat Ghosts of Tsushima this week.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
It's fantastic. It is
Wow.
probably my game of the year so far.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's
Really?
fantastic. Yeah.
It is
More
good.
than
good.
Final Fantasy and Last of Us?
I mean, more than Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Let me.
More
Okay.
than Last of Us and Final Fantasy. Yeah. It's
Let-
really good.
Let me do a
the
quick
ending-
thing
Okay, go ahead.
related to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes.
I'm gonna try not to spoil it. What did you choose?
Sounds like spoilers.
I'm trying to phrase this in a way.
All right. Go ahead and spoil it.
How about no?
I'm
I
not
got
gonna
it.
spoil
I got it. Did you or did you not?
Oh, that's a good way to. I did not.
Okay.
I did not. That was it. No, but that whole game, like, it's so good.
It's
man.
gorgeous.
It's so good. The way the story and the way that, like, as you play the game, it's kind of like it feels like it's woven into the story. It's
Mhm.
not, okay? But the way where you start off honorable, but then, like, as you progress through the games, you get more upgrade, and maybe things get a little bit more difficult.
Mhm.
You start to, like, fight a different way, and then, like, it seems like the game's like, how could you? And you're like, it would do that even if you were honorable the whole time. But it just feels like it's like part of the game, where you're,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
people are reacting to your stuff, and the companions and the side quests.
How are the
cool,
boss
and-
fights?
It's okay. There's two things about the enemy, okay? And that is, once you get, like, a lot of upgrades, normal enemies are, like, easy. Like, even on hard, they're
Okay.
just easy
True.
to beat. Especially if you did, because there's so many different ways to play, okay? You can go full melee, you can go full stealth ghost. I did a lot of bow and arrow stuff.
Mhm.
And you get this set of archer armor that like you get slow-mo time, right? And if one of you get a headshot, it gives you half of the slow-mo time back, right? And you combine that with perks that are like, there's like charms and stuff, like little passive stuff that are like, every time you get a headshot, you have a 40% chance to get an arrow back, and then you have like a
Okay.
charm that doubles percentages, right? So it makes it an 80% chance. So you're basically in slow-mo, and you're like, oh, 15 enemies, one arrow for 15
And you're
guys.
just in slow-mo the entire time.
And you're just in slow-mo in the entire time. And unless they're
Wow.
wearing a full plate set, your half bow can kill them. But if you just put the long bow on, which takes a little bit longer to draw, because it's a heavy bow.
Right.
But you could put charms on that make it, you just pull it real fast. Even dudes with helmets are like, oh, everyone dies in one headshot. So that's kind of set because the AI is kind of dumb sometimes,
Yeah.
like looking for you and stuff. However, duels, like
Are cool.
one-on-one boss fights, are not only dope, but they can be challenging. They can be pretty
Okay.
tough. If you're, because you might be used to using a certain fighting style, and they fight like a different way. You're
And
not
you have to
prepared
adapt.
for, and you have to adapt. And I will say the final boss fight
It's cool.
is
It's
not only
gorgeous.
the coolest. It's gorgeous, and it makes you like, it's the ending, so like everything's coming together, and you feel some stuff. So it's
Oh
it's
wow,
real cool.
it's emotional, huh?
It is.
Um,
It really is.
oh, It's an emotional.
Oh, I gotta play this
story.
game.
The ending of this game is so good.
The ending is fantastic because it does this thing. I won't spoil it, okay? But when certain characters start arguing the philosophies that are like in combat in the game, like to without spoiling it, how can I describe? Okay, so samurai are like honorable, right? You have to face your opponent head on, okay?
Mhm.
But in the face of this Mongol threat, you know, my boy, Jinra here, he has to start doing things that is frowned upon the way he was raised, right? You know, like stabbing an enemy in the back, dishonorable stuff, or stuff they consider dishonorable.
Mhm.
And as you progress in the game, it all like the philosophies of people arguing, right? It's so good because like both sides have points.
Yeah.
And both sides are wrong in certain things, but both sides are also right. So there isn't like a definitive answer.
It's a huge gray area. The whole game is a gray area.
It's a huge gray area. Yeah, and it's fantastic, and it's the best. Someone I saw, my friend described it, and reviewer described it as like, it's the best Assassin's Creed game he's ever played.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Creed. It's very old, like classic Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was comparable to like Shadow of Mordor.
I can see it.
You guys
Little
ever
bit.
played that?
A little bit. I played
That's
the
pretty
first
cool.
one, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's my, as of right now, because it's fresh. It's my game of the year, but I also am like I can't think of another game that I liked more because in Ghost
Could be Cyberpunk.
Could be.
Maybe, but I'll tell you this right now, Cyberpunk's got a lot to do to make it dethrone Ghosts because Ghost was like fantastic. It was fantastic.
Damn.
Easily
That's what I
Sucker
did
Punch's
this
best game in my opinion.
Better than Sly Cooper?
Easily. Not even close. Then it's the
And
best game they've made.
There's an infamous Easter egg because there's so much customization in the game. You can find like Dell's headband.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Wow.
It's like the beanie. It's like the beanie, but it's like the headband. It's
Right.
Like, it's maroon. It's got the number in the corner.
I mean, of course, it's Sucker Punch. They had to.
It's real. I really like it. I liked it more than. I haven't played a lot of Sucker Punch games.
Mhm.
I never played Sly Cooper, and I played Second Son, and I played First Light, and I liked First Light more than Second Son, and I like this way more than First Light. So, I would say
So it's
easily
their best game.
Yeah.
I would say easily their best game.
Not
It's
even close.
fantastic. If you haven't had any of it ruined from you and you own a PlayStation, you should absolutely buy this.
I agree.
And play it for 100%.
All right, I will. I
Me
was
too.
actually gonna wait until it went down a bit in
It's
price.
worth the full $60.
It is worth the full $60.
Okay.
For sure.
I haven't
I'll
even
probably
bought it
get
yet,
it.
but I think it is.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's like if you bought it full price, absolutely. If you could get it for $50, that's a steal in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Now, are they gonna do DLC for this? You
I
think?
don't know
I don't
if they
think
did DLC. If they did DLC without, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'd love to see like prequel.
That's what I was gonna
Stuff.
think. Like,
Because
Okay.
they tell a lot of cool stories about people in Jin's life that I'm like, I'd like to play that because it's
Mhm.
vague enough that you don't really know what happens.
So they'll
Um,
do a Xenoblade Chronicles Torna DLC.
Similar.
Don't remind me of Torna. I'm still emotional about
Aw,
it.
man.
That DLC hurt. That getting off rails, but after beating Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and knowing how that DLC ends, and you're like, I'm not gonna get attached to these characters, and then an hour in, you're like, no.
You're like, I already know what happens, but no.
Yeah.
It's so good. But yeah, Ghost. So I beat Ghost. Fantastic game. And what else? I bought some stuff on sale.
I'm liking
On
it.
a PlayStation sale right now going on. I bought a Plague Tale.
Still need to play that.
Oh, that one's pretty good. I didn't beat it, but
and I bought a Plague Tale, which I am 100% going to stream me playing.
Awesome.
And I bought Judgment, which is a Yakuza spin-off.
is
I've
it an
heard of it.
RPG?
It's kind of an RPG, kind of.
I heard about
It's-
that. Yeah.
Because I watched my friend play. He streamed it on. He played Yakuza 0, and I was like, I've never known anything about Yakuza, and I watched him play it for an hour, and I went, I need to play all these games because it looks ridiculous enough to do it. And then the last thing I did this week was my car's fixed. Car was 100%
Yeah.
fixed.
We are now saved.
It's 100%.
Saved.
I was telling Chappy, I get little panic attacks anytime I hit a bump because I'm like,
Forget like, oh, we're good. We're good. Never mind.
but it works, and yeah, we're all good. We're all good. Yeah, I had a really good week this week, especially because of Ghosts. Ghost was fantastic.
That's
what I did.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, you want to go next?
What'd you guys do?
You want me to go next?
So this week I binged a lot of TV, which is, Netflix is.
What'd you watch? Anything specific?
Had a lot of good stuff lately. Yeah, Umbrella Academy season 2. I watched that.
Oh, I hear it's really good.
Seen that?
I've been meaning to watch Umbrella Academy, but I haven't yet.
It's pretty good. Like, I definitely recommend watching it. And the cool thing about Netflix is they put like all the episodes up at once.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's highly bingeable. So I think it came out on the 31st, and I watched like the first episode that day. The next day I watched like 6 more, and then I just finished it off the next day.
Yeah.
So
why don't real quick?
Go ahead.
Why don't other places do that?
They like to build suspension.
It's kind of a Netflix thing. I think Netflix, that's what they're known for, so they kind of keep doing that, which is a good thing and a bad thing. We'll go ahead and derail for a second, but I actually hate it and I love it, because like Hulu.
Really? Why?
Because the Hulu originals, they don't do that. They'll do week by week, just like a normal television show.
Same with HBO Max.
Yeah, same thing with HBO. HBO just follows their normal schedule, and then.
But even like,
their most
because Max is a streaming platform, and they have exclusives on Max, which are only they don't come on HBO. Like
Oh, I didn't know that.
One show I watched is called Love Life, and it literally only came out week by week, and it was only available on HBO Max.
Yeah, so HBO and Hulu do the week by week thing, and then Netflix and I want to say Amazon Prime do the we just put the whole thing out.
Yeah. F it.
Okay.
Yeah, which with Hulu and HBO, I like it, especially like when Game of Thrones and Westworld and stuff was on,
right?
Because it's like, yeah, you have to wait, but there's more discussion to be had, especially with your friends and your coworkers and stuff. And just like, hey, did you see Game of Thrones last night? Oh my God, this is so crazy! I can't believe Cersei did this. And then you're just like, there's a bunch of discussion, but it kind of sucks when it's like one of those kind of shows like Umbrella Academy, where it's like you go to work the next day and you're like, hey, did you watch Umbrella Academy? Yeah, I binged the whole thing. Oh, okay. Well, I only watched 5 episodes. Okay, well then we can't talk about it until you watch the whole thing. Oh, okay.
Okay, I see what you're getting there. Yeah. I guess
but
that makes
since we're
sense.
under
I never
quarantine,
really thought of it that way.
It's kind of a cool thing because it's just like I have nothing to do right now. I'm just gonna watch all of it.
Yeah, might as well. You have the time, right?
So, So what else did you watch besides Umbrella Academy?
Well, I've been watching this anime called ReZero. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you heard of it? It's on Crunchyroll.
Jesse has told me that it is fantastic and that I should watch it.
Yeah.
And I still haven't watched it. I'm behind on a lot of anime. I'm very when it comes to anime, I'm very it's so weird. Like I usually, anytime someone suggests something, I end up loving it, but it takes forever to watch it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And then I'll just binge it usually. This one's it's pretty well known, but basically the general premise is it's the type of anime is called an isekai, which is a very popular genre right now, where basically a normal person like you or me gets teleported somehow to like a fantasy world. Sword Art Online.
I didn't know they had a term.
Yeah, it's called isekai. There's so many shows that do it now. So I think Sword Art Online was the first one that did that, and it kind of popularized that genre, I guess. But you typically it happens where they're usually an otaku or a nerdy person, and then they get killed somehow, get hit by a car, and all of a sudden they wake up in this fantasy world, which is pretty much kind of what happens to this guy.
Shield Heroes like that, right?
Shield Heroes like that too. He doesn't die, but he just gets sucked into this thing.
Right.
But in this one, he thinks it's a video game at first, so he kind of acts like, whatever, I'm invincible, I can do whatever I want. Turns out he's nothing special, he's just a normal guy. And he gets brutally murdered. This is the first episode, by the way. So he gets brutally murdered by some enemy or whatever. And then he wakes up, and it's kind of like Groundhog Day, where he wakes up and it's like, okay, I'm here again, where I first entered this world.
Oh, he respawns.
Let me try to do this. Yeah, he respawns. So like he's like, let me try doing this differently. Oh no, she saw through this, and then he gets cut in half or whatever. And then as the story goes on, he gets checkpoints, right? So if he can succeed and not die.
Okay, that was gonna be a question. Actually, I'm like, does he ever get past the first day, or is it just the first day over and over again?
No. If he gets to a checkpoint, then he's, he can keep dying, but from that point on, he'll respawn.
Right.
Okay.
So it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
I'm assuming that him dying is it like just like, oh, I died again, or is it like traumatic and like he remembers it and stuff like that?
Oh no, it's traumatic.
Oh, okay.
Like he actually feels it.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he gets used to it. Like, there's certain situations where he's like, "Fuck this," and he just jumps off a cliff.
Yeah, because it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, but like the first couple times, it's just really bad. Like he's stabbed. He still feels pain. So if he's like bleeding out and shit, it's gonna hurt.
Right.
Okay. That's cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's on season 2. So that season just premiered. So I'm on episode like 4.
I didn't realize it got a second season. I thought it was like a 1-season type of show.
It had an initial like 25 episodes, and that was like 2017 or 2018.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, so it finally got its set. Yep. Wow. Some shows do that. Like Attack on Titan took a while to get like its second season.
Yeah.
That is true.
So yeah, those are the shows I've been watching. Cool. I watched this movie on Netflix. I've been spending a lot of time on Netflix. It's called The Old Guard. The Old Guard with
about The Old Guard
with Charlize Theron. This movie I recommend as well. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's basically about Charlize. How do you say her name? Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. Yeah, she's the main character, and she's an immortal human being. And there's only a few immortals in the world. And I don't want to give anything away.
You have me there because I thought it was just a military movie.
It's a good enough premise on its own where they can basically they can't die. So think of Wolverine, but there's 4 of them, and they've been around.
It's a movie?
It's a movie. I don't want to give too much away. Just watch it. The Old Guard.
All right.
We could talk about it later.
Because I keep hearing it's really good.
So do I. But I thought it was like a period piece thing. I hear Old Guard and I'm like, okay, it's like a past thing and it's gonna be in like. But I keep hearing it's good.
I'll say is the reason why it's called the Old Guard.
Movie.
The reason why it's called the Old Guard is because they've been around for a very, very, very long time.
Okay.
So they're old.
Okay.
And they guard.
I honestly
didn't
know. I was thinking like it's like a old like Expendables like kind of thing, like grizzled vets, like the Old Guard, like old military people, and you're like, she's an immortal, and I was like, well, I didn't see that coming, so
fair.
I'm interested already.
Yeah,
that's cool. That sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Check that out.
Definitely recommend all the stuff that I talked about. What about you, Chappy?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out Old Guard for sure.
This week. Well, first off, let me just say, this podcast is supposed to start earlier, but it's totally my fault because I went out to an outlet mall with friends, expecting to not be there all day. Got there, realized it was Sunday. This is when this is being recorded.
I can't believe you've done this.
And there are obviously, fair enough, lines to get inside of stores because there are a lot of people, and you can only have so many people in because of, there's some giant pandemic going on apparently. So you can only have so many people. So we waited in line. I'm not joking. Yeah. So like stores have like max occupancy to make sure you're like 6 feet apart from different people.
Yeah.
And that's lowered by a lot. So we went to a Vans outlet because my friend needed to buy some shoes and some slippers. We waited an hour and a half in line. I thought it was just going to be like a 20-minute thing. There was like 10 people ahead of us. But it turns out everybody in there was just shopping and shopping hard.
Only you would wait that long for shoes.
But here's the thing. I didn't buy any shoes today.
What?
Because they were at Vans. I only exclusively
buy Nikes. What a wasted adventure, you fool.
So I just went. I mean, I did get some food out of it, which was nice. But like, man, I did not expect it to take so long. So that's where that went. But
did you get your burger?
I didn't. I almost did.
Ooh, we're gonna have to cancel the podcast.
All right, we're done.
You didn't eat.
No, but speaking of shoes, by the way,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chappy's weekly shoe roundup.
Oh my God!
As we usually do.
Oh,
let me tell you.
Back.
You didn't know about this.
I didn't get
Steven,
just one
no,
pair of
leave
shoes,
me.
people. I didn't get just one.
Back.
I got 2 pairs of shoes this week. Let me tell you.
Steven's gone.
Let me
For
say,
audio listeners,
there's
Steven's
not
gone.
one.
Wait, he's coming back.
Steven needs to
Chappy
hear this.
showing off his shoes.
Steven.
All right, let's see him.
Steven, there's not just one. There are 2 pairs of shoes that
He
have been
bought
acquired.
2 pairs of shoes.
So here's the cool thing. I didn't buy both of them. I bought one of them.
Okay.
So we're showing them off because this
this.
is what we do every week. I just somehow get
Yeah.
shoes every single fucking week. Nike,
You
shout
can't
out.
say
You're
somehow if you're the one paying for 'em.
all yours. Anyways, so I got these bad boys from a friend. I'm going to go ahead and preface this. This is from a friend. I usually buy Nike. She bought me an Adidas. I don't care because if people give me things, I will wear them. I
Not
will
a really good
do
friend.
them. It's fine. I very much enjoy it. She was
Okay.
very thoughtful. She got me these for my birthday, and they're like super nice, like running-ish shoes.
Whoa!
Like they have like the
Those look dope.
Adidas Boost bottom thingies on them, and they're super lightweight and super
Those
like
look fast.
yeah, they're really
Yeah.
like not durable,
You
but
look like you get some speed.
yeah. So I worked out in
Some
these
Sonic
today,
speed.
and these are super
Sonic.
comfortable. They're so nice to walk around in.
Sonic speed.
But my friend got them for me for my birthday, and I was super thankful. I told her, please don't buy any shoes. I buy enough of them. I don't need more. She said no.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
So she bought you shoes.
She bought me shoes.
That's a real friend out there. They're like, hey, I don't need any more of this. Just like you don't need to buy them. And you're like, okay, I'm still buying him stuff.
Bought them anyways.
So how many pairs do you have now?
Counting these 2, I have 8.
152.
8.
8.
The number is lower than.
And then
Wow.
the second one are these babies.
One for every day of the week.
Which I love these.
Ooh.
These are awesome. They're just, they look like
High
just
tops.
regular black and white high top Jordan shoes, but you can't see super well. It's got like all these like little inscriptions on the inside. You see like the words and everything like that. Which
Yeah.
I see the lines.
look really cool because I have a picture of them. If you turn your flash on and you like if there's high light environments like crazy highlight, they actually turn into this. If you can see when it focuses. So they turn white with black like
Whoa.
stripes all
Oh.
over them. These are the same exact
Oh.
shoes.
That is cool.
So they slightly change with light. But I bought them and I got them on a super deal because I was like, my birthday is coming up and I'm going to treat myself. So
Treat yourself, man.
I did that. I got both of those.
Always
And
treat yourself on your birthday. You deserve it.
it was very awesome.
Even if you don't celebrate your birthday, get yourself a nice meal at least. How about that's the least you should do on your birthday.
I like it. Besides the shoes, though, I also went to a friend's house and was recommended a couple things.
Okay. More
One
shoes,
of which,
or-
no, not shoe related.
Okay.
One of which I'm curious if you guys have heard of because it's not a show yet, but it is going to be. It's a manga that will be an anime. Have you guys heard
Okay.
of solo leveling?
No.
Okay, I'm going to paint the picture for you because I was explaining this for, I'm not even joking, about an hour and a half by a friend. So I'm going to summarize it a lot shorter.
Okay.
But
Okay.
long story short, it's similar-ish to Sword Art Online because it takes place in the world, like the real world, but it's a real-life MMO kind of game. Like there's people that kind of are like superheroes. They all have like, their own powers and stats and stuff like that. And then there's like bosses and dungeons and stuff that you go do. It's not like real world in a virtual thing. It's like if the real world was styled after that kind of stuff. And pretty much there's this one guy who's kind of like a zero to hero kind of thing where he's like a nobody and then something happens and he just becomes a badass where he can like basically take enemies for himself where he will be like, I have the power to just beat the fuck out of this guy and then I can raise him from the dead and now he fights for me. No matter what his allegiance was before, he is now mine.
Oh, he's a necromancer.
Yes, necromancer. And he is like the most powerful person on Earth, but he's trying to hide the fact that he's the most powerful because he doesn't want the fame and notoriety. He just wants to be a good person. And it's really, really intense. The art is gorgeous on just the manga itself. Will be made into a show, but I highly recommend you guys look it up. I'm not going to go too into detail for it, but Solo Leveling is what it's called.
Solo Leveling.
It says season 2 release date. I'm Googling it right now.
Not a show yet. Might be the books. There's 111 books.
Oh my god. Seriously?
Yeah, but they're all like 20, 25 page books. But they're all readable online.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Korean webtoon. Those are very popular right now.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't know much. My friend just told me about the manga and was like going through because he, at his office, this one person that works there is super into it and has gotten the entire office into it. So he's been talking to me about it.
Yeah, this looks, first of all, looks really good.
Yeah.
But man, Webtoons have been like
huge,
just popping up everywhere. I did see one on the old. I took one of my random trips to Facebook today, for which I do every 3 months because I'm never on there.
Fair.
And it was the new Webtoon, but it was using Persona 5 art as like the cover art for the thing. And it was like, it gave this. So I'm like, oh, okay. So Webtoons has gotten popular to the point where there's just fake ones now. Like, and they're just ripping images from
everywhere.
From other stuff. But there's a couple of Webtoons that I know. One that was really popular that Jesse read was Tower of God.
Yep. That just got an anime.
They got an anime, and apparently it's getting a second season, and apparently it did really, really well, and it's really good. And I was like, that's cool. That's nice to see, like a cool thing like that.
Get more popular.
Yeah. There's a couple of I've read a couple of ones that I was like, these are actually like, these are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I'd watch an anime about this, but yeah, I saw one the other day that was like, it was basically Joker's face, like with the blood coming down, like when he just ripped off the mask, and they're all like, coming soon, like vampire or something, and everyone's like, and all the comments are like, that's from Persona 5, right? And like all the comments are all like, you can't just, people know.
You can't just do this.
This is a huge media. You can't just feel it.
This thing's. Everyone's like, this is super popular, right? We all know where this is from.
Yeah, it's not that easy to just get rid of it.
It's.
But yeah, I recommend you guys check it out. I think you guys would specifically like it. I'm not a big anime manga person, personally, and I was even slightly intrigued by this, which means that it has to be good. So,
I'll probably like it if I read it or watched the anime.
Yeah,
sure.
When the anime comes out, I will definitely watch it because I'd rather consume media watching it than by reading it. That's me.
That is fine.
The other thing, this is my last big thing of the week, because I mentioned this to Joe yesterday. We were playing Destiny, and I mentioned this yesterday. Yeah. There's this new thing that I got into. This is the same people who told me about solo leveling also told me about this. Husband told me about solo leveling. The wife told me about this. It's a animated show on YouTube. But here's the catch. There's only one episode so far. It's called, I don't know if you've heard of it, Steven. I asked Joe. He said no. It's called Hazbin Hotel. Have you heard of this?
Nope.
Okay. So let me paint the picture for Hazbin Hotel real quick. Because it has consumed my life. I need to stop talking and watching this. Like, I don't know what it is. But it's a YouTube show. It's 30 minutes long. There's only one episode. Okay. And the premise is, it takes place in hell. It's an animated thing. Takes place in hell. The long story short version is that the princess of hell, so the heir to the throne of hell, wants to open this hotel. And the hotel's purpose is to convert demons and terrible people that are in hell to make them good so they can go to heaven. And
okay,
it's a very like raunchy animated kind of thing. Like there's a lot of like sex talk in there, a lot of cussing, a lot of like really messed up things involved with it.
Okay, so it's for adults.
It's very much for adults. One of the characters is a dead porn star who was turned into a demon, and
nice.
He is very much gay. Not that that's a bad part, but like he is super sexual about everything. Like you could not put this on the air, and it is so good. The writing's really well done. The animation's amazing. It's got some musical numbers in it which fit perfectly, and it does enough world building in one episode that makes you want so much more. Like it goes.
So are they gonna make a second episode, or?
So they've talked about it. They're gonna make a second episode, but they're trying to figure out things that are going on. So it released last year in October, and they're trying to figure out now if they can either do they just release a second episode on YouTube, or is there possibly more to like maybe someone want to pick up a full series of this kind of thing, which I would be down for. And it has a huge cult following.
Why not Netflix? Netflix picks up everything.
If Netflix picks this up, that would be huge. But the pilot episode alone on YouTube has 40 million views, which is huge. And like people that are big,
yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, people that are big in the industry, like the Batman animated series creator Paul Dini watched it and tweeted about it and was like, this is some of the best animation I've ever seen. The characters are so good. The world is well developed. Like, in one episode, this is such a good show. So I recommend watching Hazbin Hotel. It's Hazbin Hotel. And then after that, they released 2 pieces of media related to it. They released a webcomic that acted as like a prequel for one of the characters. And then a week ago, they released a music video that, again, goes with another character. And it fits into the theme. Everything is there. Very good show. Very, very, very good show. I can't stop thinking about it and watching it because there's so many questions that I have. But also, along with it, she made another show. The person who made it is named Vivian Madrano, or Vivzy Pop, is her like alias. But she made another show, again, only 1 episode, but it's called Hell of a Boss, and it is great. It's so funny. Again, more raunchy comedy. Still takes place in hell. It's like same universe kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's about like a murder agency. Like, they take requests and they go to Earth and then just kill people. And that's their thing. But it's funny. So I recommend it. Like, they have a character in there that's very similar to, like, talks like and acts like Invader Zim. And it's actually the same voice actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I love that guy.
Both of these are very good. I would definitely check it out for sure. Amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah. But that was my week.
Wow, this looks really cool.
Yeah,
I'm watching like a clip from it or whatever.
I will link this into the Discord, and you guys will watch it.
It's cool. It's like 44 minutes. That seems interesting.
Yeah, really, really good.
I've seen. Okay, so I've seen this show before because someone sent me like a clip of it with no context, and she sent me a clip of like these characters, and she opens the door, and it's Doom Guy standing outside the door, and she's starting to freak out, and I'm like, I have no context for what's going on, but it seems awesome.
But
yeah, that looks really
definitely recommend
it. Looks really interesting. Steven.
Yeah.
It's time for us to have a talk, my friend.
All right.
About how you're gonna download Destiny today.
You know what? I just got the power brick from my car.
Ooh.
So I'm one step closer to getting that thing hooked up.
So
all I need now is an HDMI cable and a controller.
Here's the thing, Steven. You have a PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Destiny 2 is crossplay, isn't it?
It's cross-save, baby.
So not cross-play.
So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we need you to do. We need you to download Destiny 2 on your PS4.
Okay. I actually think I have it on there already.
Well, then freaking let's start playing, guy. Let's start playing, and then when you.
But you guys are on Xbox.
I have it on my PS4 too. I have it on both.
Okay, so you can do both. You can just transfer your characters back and forth.
Dude, you don't even have to hit anything. It's literally just like I'm done playing on PlayStation, and like yesterday we ran the dungeon, and I was like, I hit up Chappy and I was like, "You want to do dungeon?" And he was like, "Hells yeah!" And I was like, "Yeah!" And then that was actual voice to this.
This is actually what happened.
And then I just turned it off. I stopped playing on PlayStation, turned my PlayStation off, turned my Xbox on, and then I just started playing it on my Xbox. You don't even need to hit a button or anything. Nope. It's literally just like, now I stopped playing on PlayStation, now I'm playing on Xbox. All you have to do is you just have to link your accounts on Bungie.net, and it's instant. It's instant.
Okay, that's good because I actually played through the base game of Destiny 2 on PS4, so I'll have less to do now.
Yeah.
And Joe can be your guide.
I will be your guide, and that can be like our thing that we do. I can get you ready for when you set your Xbox up. We can start doing dungeons, and we can start doing raids, because we got me, Jesse, and Chappy. You equals 4 people.
That's a fire team right there.
Josh.
That's 4 people. We have our buddy Josh, who will have to.
It's 5, right? 5
6.
in a fire team.
That's 5, and then we'll need. And I know we can get Brandon to come back.
Ooh.
We can bring him back. We can do it. We can be like, we have 6 people. Let's do dungeons and let's do raids and let's do all the stuff. I want to start doing. I've gotten like like this season has like reignited my Destiny love.
Love it.
Now I'm like, I want to do raids. I want to do all this stuff again. I want all the guns.
And we got like 4 months until the next expansion, so that's a lot of time.
Yeah. Also, you got plenty of time. You get 4 months to get caught up, which is more than enough time to get caught up, especially when you're playing with us, because we know.
And you can probably get caught up pretty quickly, right?
Oh yeah. The only thing
usually
we need,
catch up stuff.
The only thing we need time to like wait on is like for everyone to do raids, like but dungeons, like hard end, like 3-man content, we got you.
Easy.
You want to run 0 mission? No problem. No,
so what you're saying is you're gonna carry me, get me all the good loot.
That's 100% what we just said.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm down with that.
Yeah, and you can start playing. We'll have 4 people to play. I mean, here's the plus side is that you always have 3 people to play.
True.
With, right?
Yeah.
No matter what console you're on, too. But mostly we'll be playing on Xbox. We will be playing mostly on Xbox. But so if you're gonna buy, the only problem with cross save is like you have to if you own DLC, you have to only own it on that one platform.
Okay.
So like. I am a fool, and I bought all the expansion. I bought the expansions on PlayStation.
But you're not a fool because now you can go back and forth seamlessly.
True.
That's true. So I would say, download the free version, and also if you get Game Pass, it's all the expansions.
Everything comes with it, right?
Mm-hmm. It's coming to Game Pass. I'm pretty sure that also if you have it on Game Pass, you get access to all the seasonal content.
Well, I'll just get Game Pass then. That makes it easy.
Yeah, but like start on PlayStation and hook your accounts together, and then you have to wait till September though. That's the only problem.
That's coming up.
It is
very fast.
I actually forgot that is in a month. I just realized it's August.
Literally 4 weeks. That's
just
so crazy.
turned August.
But yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. We're like, we gotta get him on because I feel like you'd like the game and all the cool. I don't know how much of a lore junkie you are.
Not really.
Okay, I don't know, but you probably you like playing the game, I think.
Yeah, I used to like playing 1 a lot, and then I played 2 a little bit.
We got you. We
infinitely better with
I'm not a complete noob. I know what I'm doing.
No, we'll have a raid team, and we'll be good.
Okay.
All be good, especially when they bring back Vault of Glass, because it's a raid I don't have to learn.
So true. God, so true.
Oh, I remember that one.
Anytime they bring back a Destiny 1 raid, I'm like, dude, I don't even have to know the mechanics. I know them all already.
Exactly. Makes it easy.
Whoa, what just fell?
More content is always good.
That's true.
All right.
Speaking of September, did you guys ever watch The Boys on Amazon?
No. Sorry.
That show is so good, Joe. You have to watch it.
It's getting a third. I don't have Amazon. It's on the list. That's all.
It's getting a second season next.
It's getting a third season already.
Yeah, they already confirmed it.
They already I guess the screen testing did so well that like it's getting a third season already.
It's that good.
That makes me so happy. The first season was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially since we all love superheroes so much. I'm surprised you haven't seen it, Joe. It is so good.
It's fantastic.
I just don't have Amazon
yet.
I get Amazon. Here's the thing. I can guarantee you that during holiday, I will have it because I always have Amazon Prime for like the Halloween to New Year's.
The good times.
For like
no one in your family has
stuff.
it. None of your sisters, or your parents, or anything.
I'm the one that has the Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And the Funimation. And that's the only things I pay for actually. It's Funimation and
saying
Netflix.
Just borrow someone's account real quick.
I have to borrow my own account, buddy. I'll put it on the list. Basically, if that show gets spoiled before I watch it, it's like it's on me kind of thing. But
Fair.
like if I'm gonna
True,
watch
it's been out for over a year. It's so good.
Very, very good.
I'm really excited, and then it was like that was another thing where it's like, oh man, September. Wait a minute, that's only a month from now.
It's so close.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. I know I have something I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I know we said we're gonna do this short. What
time are we at?
We're actually at 40 minutes already.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah. and we're gonna go. So the next 40 minutes, because we're only gonna go like an hour 20, probably this week, just because it's late.
Yeah.
Let's get. So we did the spooky thing. I think like 2 weeks ago, where we started talking about like
ghosts.
We started talking about ghosts and the Amityville horror and stuff. And this isn't, by the way, this is like a real thing where I was like, I got curious, and the last couple weeks I've been like reading horror articles about stuff.
As one does.
I rewatched all the Conjuring movies.
I actually have the Conjuring playing right here.
It's
nice.
on? You're watching it?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Oh,
I didn't watch the Anabelle movies because, in my opinion, they're not good.
Yeah,
I've never seen them.
They're not the Anabelle movie.
I heard the last one was actually the best one.
That would not surprise me.
Yeah, but the last Anabelle movie, which is like Anabelle Origins, right? Which I guess was the best one, but that's not saying much since the other two weren't great.
Okay.
But Conjuring, I watched the Conjuring movies, and I've been getting into. So I've been reading a lot of stuff. So I was like, dude, I have some like thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I have it on my phone because it's been sitting I have like 9 tabs open on my phone of like all the stuff. But it's basically the plot of the third Conjuring movie. So if you don't want it spoiled, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I don't think I actually saw Conjuring 2. I missed it somehow. Can we get a quick rundown on what that was about, or is that unrelated to the third one?
It's not. They're like, because they're all separate cases.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I remember we were talking about how like at the end of each one like shows like them going to the Amityville horror house, but like they're never gonna do a movie about it.
They should.
Well, that's what you think.
Which is what spurred me looking at this. But it's the plot. This is the real life thing for the plot of the third one.
The future third one.
Okay.
It's called The Trial of, and I might butcher the name. It's The Trial of Arne Cheyenne Johnson, also known as the Devil Made Me Do It case. Okay. So it is the first known court case in the United States in which the defense sought to prove innocence based on the defendant's claim of demonic possession. That is what it is.
Okay.
So it's the first case, the first recorded case, I should clear.
What state is this in?
It is in Brookfield, Connecticut, is where it takes place. The trial takes place.
Right.
Okay.
But so it's the first like people have been like, oh, I was possessed by a demon, and I guess back then they're like, I guess people were more superstitious than they are now.
Right.
Which is gonna lead me into the second part of the convo, which I don't know what we'll get to now, but. So it was 1981, okay? He was convicted of first-degree manslaughter for the killing of his landlord, Alan Bono, okay?
All right.
Pro bono.
So that's the plot of the...
So this movie takes place in the 80s, assuming it's actually...
The murder was... it was decided in 1981, and here, I have the whole... Let me open this up. So I have the murder up here, okay? So yeah, so it's the murder was in February. It got settled in November.
Oh wow!
Okay, so it took nine months to get it all wrapped up.
That's a long time.
So I'll read this is, by the way, it's the wiki article because I looked on other like official websites and they all basically said the same thing.
Right.
So I'm just gonna read the Wikipedia one, and I'll read the whole thing. Okay. Which there's actually just interesting stuff on this. So on February 16th, 1981, Johnson called in sick to his job at White Tree Service and joined Debbie at the kennel where she worked. Along with his sister Wanda and Debbie's 9-year-old cousin Mary Bono, the couple's landlord and Debbie's employer at the kennel bought the group lunch at a local bar and proceeded to drink heavily. Okay, So the guy he goes out. They meet up with his landlord.
He's going out with his landlord. They're buddies.
He's going out with his landlord, and there's reportedly heavy drinking. Okay.
Right.
After the lunch, the group returned to the kennel. Debbie then took the girls to get pizza, but insisted they return quickly, anticipating trouble. Okay. Which is weird that they bought lunch and then they came back and then they went to go get pizza, which is weird.
Sounds like a alibi that doesn't make sense.
When they returned, Bono, intoxicated at this point, became agitated. Everyone left the room at Debbie's urging, except Bono, who seized Mary and refused to let go. Johnson headed back to the apartment and ordered Bono to release Mary. Wanda recounted the following events to the police. Mary ran for the car as Debbie attempted to mitigate the situation by standing between the two men. Wanda tried in vain to pull Johnson away. Johnson, growling like an animal, then drew a 5-inch, 130-millimeter pocket knife and stabbed Bono repeatedly. Bono died several hours later. According to Johnson's lawyer, Bono had suffered 4 or 5 tremendous wounds, mostly to his chest, and one that stretched from his stomach to the base of his heart.
Ooh.
Johnson was discovered 2 miles to 3 kilometers from the site of the murder and was held at Bridgeport Correctional Facility on a bail of $125,000. Are you ready for the coolest, or like not the coolest? Sorry, I didn't mean to phrase this, but kind of like the most interesting thing.
Yes.
Okay.
This was the first murder in the history of Brookfield, Connecticut, in 1981. It's the first murder in that town. 1981.
When was the city established?
See, that's what I want. Now we're going down the thing that I want to talk about. Where I see this rabbit hole I went down because the next thing I pulled up, let me pull up the tab here. I was like, when was the town established? Because I need to know how long it went without a mort. So, Brookfield, Connecticut. Do you guys see the rabbit hole I went down here?
Yes. If you lead from one, and then you just be like, first one ever. Yeah. And then you go from there.
It's the first one in the history. Hold on.
I feel like we're in the movie.
It was established. Okay, check this out. In 1788. See, almost 200 years without a murder.
How did that even happen?
And I'm like,
wow.
Immediately, I'm like, that can't be true. There's no way 200 years went by and no one stabbed anybody. But apparently, that's what it says. And I couldn't find anything in my. I didn't do my. I did a lot of research at the beginning. I have been busy this week with my car and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, it was established in 1788, and its first murder was in 1981, and the first murder that happened in it was the Devil Made Me Do It case. Apparently,
this is the work of demons.
I found some stuff that says it was here's the article I have. No, that's the other one. There we go. Yeah, okay, yeah. It went 100 this article I have here, it says it went 193 years. Okay? And it was celebrating, I guess, apparently 193 years without a murder. Okay? Until that
this guy had to go and mess it up,
and then he messed it up. He ruined the streak, so they had to take the 193 years and they had to take it down and put up a 0. 193 years without a murder.
You know, they must have been pissed too. They were 7 years off of 200.
Yeah,
like this motherfucker ended us 7 years
over something stupid. Like, hey, what were they arguing about? Did it say? Because I know they were drunk, but
so
was it about rent money?
Well, here's how the demonic possession comes into play. Are you ready? The defense claimed that the 11-year-old Johnson's fiance is his brother. Okay, so Johnson's fiance's 11-year-old brother was the one possessed of a demon. It got exorcised and then it jumped into Johnson, which is why he stabbed Bono. Was the defense's claim. Okay. And then I guess they call in. And they have all the legal proceedings, but I'm like, I want to hear about the demons.
Ed and Lorraine
how do they prove that the demon exists? They have to have those experts come in, right?
Apparently, hold on. Where is it? It has it right here. Okay. So, according to testimony by the Gatzel family, which is the fiance's family, 11-year-old David Gatzel had allegedly played host to the demon that forced Johnson to kill Bono. After witnessing a number of increasingly ominous occurrences involving David, the family, exhausted and terrified, decided to enlist the aid of self-described demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. So this is how the Warrens get involved, okay? Noted for their investigation into the famed Amityville haunting. So this is after they did the Amityville stuff.
Yes,
okay?
they were pretty popular by then.
Which is what made them world famous.
Right.
So then they're like, we got to call the Amityville horror people, okay? They called them in a last-ditch effort to cure David. The Glatzel family, along with the Warrens, then proceeded to have multiple priests petition the church to have a formal exorcism performed on David. The process continued for several days, concluding when, according to those present, so this is according to everyone there, a demon fled the child's body and took up residence within Johnson. Several months later, Johnson killed his landlord during a heated conversation. His defense lawyer argued in court that he was possessed, but the judge ruled that such a defense could never be proven and was therefore infeasible in a court of law. Johnson was subsequently convicted, though he only served 5 years of a 10 to 20-year sentence. Okay?
Not bad, I guess.
So
for murder.
The case, the Devil Made Me Do It case, is like a repercussion of something that they did, but it doesn't even involve the Warrens whatsoever. Okay?
They were just
They called them for the son, and then, or the little brother, I guess. And allegedly the demon jumped into him, and then it killed someone else, which is the rebel. And I was wondering, because I was like, how many people have claimed demonic possession as a defense? But I think this is the one and only case because I couldn't find any other examples because the judge was like, we can't prove that that's real.
I think after
so
that,
lawyers
probably were like, we can't argue that. People have tried, it didn't work.
If I was his defense attorney, I would argue insanity. I would, I
think that's probably what people do now. After that is like,
right.
Oh, okay.
Because that hadn't been done before.
Thing here for you.
Be like, I was possessed by a demon. He made me kill him. And the defense attorney's just like, he's crazy. So check this out. All right, this is like the snippets of articles because all the articles kind of say the same thing. So again, if it says it better, I'm not gonna read it from the Wikipedia. But apparently, so the day after the murder, Lorraine Warren, informed the Brookfield police that Johnson was possessed when the crime was committed. Jesus, come on. A media blitz soon surrounded the story, fueled in part by the Warrens, whose agents promised that lectures, a book, and even a movie detailing the gruesome case were in the works. So now the Warrens pushed it because of like popularity,
correct?
Right? Even though some people argue that they were just doing their job, but they have an agent that said, "But think of all the stuff we could do if you."
It was just really weird timing.
Possessed by a demon, right? Which is another thing I'm going to look into. Because now I'm going down this rabbit hole.
I was going all the way.
Martin Minella, Johnson's lawyer, received calls from all over the world about what was being called the demon murder trial. Manila traveled to England to meet with lawyers who had been involved in 2 similar cases, though neither went to trial. See, that's a rabbit hole I have yet to go down. He planned to fly in exorcism specialists from Europe and threatened to subpoena the priest who oversaw David Glatzel's exorcism if they did not cooperate with the defense. Okay, the trial took place in Connecticut's Superior Court in Danbury beginning on October 28th, 1981. So it didn't go to court until 8 months later, and it lasted in court for a month. Manila attempted to submit a plea of not guilty by virtue of possession, but the presiding judge, Robert Callahan, promptly rejected his defense. Callahan argued that no such defense could ever exist in a court of law to the lack of evidence, and that it would be unrelative and unscientific to allow related testimony. The defense chose to imply that Johnson, after the demon thing didn't work, he did all this stuff. He supplied all this. He had all this evidence ready to go for a demonic defense, and the judge was like, "Nah,
no."
He said, "Nah, bro."
He's like, "Don't even fucking try."
So then they did self-defense, and so because they switched it to self-defense, the jury was not legally allowed to consider demonic possession as a viable explanation for the murder. The jury deliberated for 15 hours over 3 days before convicting Johnson on November 24th, 1981 of first-degree manslaughter. He was sentenced to 10 to 20 years in prison, though he served only 5. Okay?
Interesting.
So, and then
Only
the aftermath
5,
of
damn.
that is it led to the creation of a television film like that, how they were saying, oh, you could get a television deal out of this.
Right.
The Demon Murder Case on NBC, and preparations for a feature film, the production of which was stalled due to conflicts. In 1983, Lorraine Warren published a book entitled The Devil in Connecticut. Lorraine Warren stated that profits from the books were shared with the family. Sources confirmed that $2,000 were paid to the family by the book's publisher. Upon the book's republication in 2006, David Glatzel and his brother Carl Glatzel, so David, the kid who was possessed when he was 11, sued the authors and book publishers for violating their right to privacy and intentional affliction of emotional distress. Carl also claimed that the book alleged he committed criminal and abusive acts against his family and others. He said that the possession story was a hoax concocted by Ed and Lorraine Warren to exploit the family and his brother's mental illness, and that the book presented him as the villain because he did not believe in the supernatural claims. He asserted that the Warrens had told him the story would make the family millionaires and would help get Johnson out of jail. According to Carl Glatzel, the publicity generated by the incident forced him to drop out of school and lose friends and business opportunities. He is currently writing a book titled Alone Through the Valley about his version of the events surrounding his brother. Lorraine Warren defended her work with the family, saying that the 6 priests who were involved in the incidents agreed at the time that the boy was possessed and that the supernatural events she described were real. Brittle, author of The Devil in Connecticut, says he wrote the book because the family wanted the story told, that he possessed video of 100 hours of his interviews with the family, and that they signed off on the book as accurate before it went to print. So now it was like I've gone down this weird rabbit hole of and my phone just died on my last thing. But I had more stuff. But I went down. So we talked about the Amityville horror stuff because I like horror stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like horror and like I'm like a lore junkie where I like to know like the creepy mystical stuff or whatever. I just think it's fascinating. Not that I believe in it. I just think it's fascinating to listen to.
Interesting stories.
Yeah.
But this whole thing, I'm like, it was like, yeah, they use it as defense, and I'm like, how many? And then it went down this rabbit hole of like, how many other times has it been used as defense? Why are the Warrens getting sued? Like, are the Warren like? There's this whole thing about the Warrens being frauds because, there's
movie deal out of it.
Well, I read a thing, and again my phone died. I would pull it up, but
they technically did help the guy get out early, right? Because he only served 5 years. Maybe because of how popular the case was.
And that might be the case. And then there's like the things where they're like, all the priests said it was real, and you signed off and said that everything that happened was real. And I'm like, yeah, but they signed off because you said they were going to make millions, and they made $2,000. So.
Damn.
It comes into question of like, were the Warrens fake? I went down this like I want to know now because I'm like, are they just really good business people?
Right.
Lorraine Warren just died last year. I didn't even know that.
Oh, rest in peace.
Sad.
Because she definitely led an interesting life. Again, here's another rabbit hole thing. That seems fake, right? Okay, like first impressions. That seems fake.
Yeah.
Yes.
That he wasn't really possessed, right?
Right.
So now I'm wondering how the movie's going to go. But then there's other stuff like have you seen a picture of the real Anabelle doll?
Yes, it's
Chappy?
terrifying. It is terrifying.
Right?
It's not as terrifying though.
It's
real.
Raggedy Ann doll.
It's a Raggedy Ann doll. Thank you.
Yeah.
And, so I saw a picture of it. Equally creepy, by the way.
Just in a different way.
In a different way. And then there's that story of the guy like taunting it in its glass case.
Let's go visit the Anabelle doll.
It's in Connecticut, I think.
Everything's in Connecticut.
You have to treat it with respect. because this is how it is.
Of course.
The guy taunted the doll, right? Because it's allegedly supposed to scratch you or whatever, and he's like, "You're not real," like blah 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 blah. Upon leaving that place, right? Because it's allegedly supposed to scratch you. Upon leaving the thing after insulting it, he gets into a car accident and dies.
No, that's too much.
What?
That's too much of a consequence for just making fun of it. I thought you said he was gonna leave and then get like a scratch across the back or something.
Well, he like tapped the glass and like spat at it and yelled at it and stuff like that. Like, you're not real, do something. Like he is being like hostile to it. I guess that they asked him to leave. They're like, you have to go. You're being too much. And then he gets into a car accident.
For context, not only is just the Anabelle doll there, because it's in the Warren's house, which is also acting as a museum that they let people come in through.
Right.
There's a lot of other haunted shit in there. So even if you don't think that Anabelle is like going to be a thing, there's kind of a lot of other haunted
shit.
Guys,
let's take a trip to the Occult Warren Museum in Monroe, Connecticut.
I am so down. Don't even get me
started. I would love to go, but I want you to know I'm 50-50 on that stuff. I'm like, there's no way it's real, but I'm like, but in case it is, I'm going to be nice to it.
Yeah. I'm not going to spit on the doll.
I'm not going to spit on the doll and stuff.
Real quick, I'm looking at the Anabelle Wikipedia. It says the doll made a brief appearance in The Conjuring 2, Aquaman.
It was an Aquaman.
The Curse of La Llorona and Shazam. Why was it in Aquaman and Shazam?
So
why is it?
Where? I don't even remember. I don't even remember seeing it.
I don't remember it in Shazam, but it's in Aquaman because the director is James Wan, who also made The Conjuring.
Oh, okay. So it's just an Easter egg.
Yeah, it's in Aquaman.
That's hilarious.
It's a scene where Aquaman or Mira, I can't remember which one, busts open like a crate and there's a bunch of trash inside of it, like underwater, and the Anabelle doll is inside of there.
Wow.
Yeah, just a small little.
Dude, I've been wanting to talk about this for like this whole week because like no one else will listen to me talk about it, and I'm like, I want to talk about it with someone. I gotta talk about it with Chappy and Steve because they'll ask questions and they'll look at stuff.
I love creepy shit.
Right.
Same.
So I'm always down. Like I think.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if The Conjuring is gonna actually have like Ed and Lorraine Warren. Like I wonder if it's gonna have that like controversy of like you guys did us wrong and this because. The Conjuring,
that would be interesting.
It's kind of meant to like portray them in a good light, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder if it's gonna go through with it, but we'll have to see when it comes out.
I don't know if this is their most controversial case thing. Controversial. There we go. I figured out. I know how to say things. I don't know if this is their most one. I couldn't say it again.
Conjuring 2 is on HBO Max. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Is good.
Or maybe not tonight because I don't.
I think the first one's the best one.
I'm gonna watch the rest of this Conjuring 1, and then I'm gonna watch Conjuring 2 because I have it.
The first one's the best one, I think.
The first one's
first one was pretty good. Yeah, I've seen it.
I like the second one. But yeah, it was just so I the minute after we talked about the Amityville Horror, I stewed on it for like a couple days. I think it was like Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so 2 weeks ago, like I was like, and I lightly looked into it, and then we did the next podcast, and then I like hella looked into it,
right?
Because I'd been sitting at car repair shops waiting for my car to get fixed, so I was like, I'm gonna read about this on my phone because why not? I'm just going down this weird rabbit hole, and lots of interesting stuff in there.
You know where we should go?
Weird. To the museum.
No, the Stanley Hotel.
Yes.
So I didn't know. I was looking up some stuff. I didn't realize that The Shining is actually based on a real hotel in Colorado.
Yep.
And Stephen King actually stayed there in the 70s.
And you can still stay there.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Stanley Hotel in Colorado.
So
it's
cool.
Awesome. It's apparently truly haunted. I've looked into it before. It actually has stuff gone on, like paranormal stuff and everything. Really nice hotel, though.
It looks beautiful. Like it's right in the middle of the mountains. Looks kind of like the movie. I mean, obviously it's based on it, but like when it's covered in snow, it reminds me of like that's the end
scene.
of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's did you guys ever see Doctor Sleep?
Doctor Sleep was fucking great.
I want to watch that.
Doctor Sleep was fantastic.
I will say that it is more a sequel, because okay, so the Shining the movie is great, though I think
classic.
It's known that Stephen King didn't really like it, the movie,
right?
Yeah, because it kind of cuts out a lot of the big parts from the book or the book, and then there's the Doctor Sleep book, which was really, really good. So the movie Doctor Sleep is a sequel to the movie Shining.
Yes.
Okay. That's how they made it, where it's more related to the movie version of the story than the actual book version of the story. Right. That being said, it's still really good.
Yeah, Doctor Sleep is great.
Are you saying it was a sleeper hit?
So we're done, right? We're gonna cut,
what time are we at? What time are we at?
We're at the part where you messed up. That's what.
Oh, jeez. I heard it didn't do too well in the box office, but everyone liked it, so I gotta watch it.
Okay. Someone else is gonna have to take over the timer and someone's gonna have to time 14 minutes, starting now.
Someone keep are you going? Are you leaving?
Well, no,
you have to go?
because my phone literally
died.
It was telling me it was
that's right.
waving down. It was like Terminator thumbs upping me. And it was like I have to go.
Slowly going down.
Tell my story. They're like goodbye. And
but I got you on the timer. But similar, the Winchester House.
Yes.
Do you guys know the story of the Winchester House?
That is in California, right?
It is. It's in San Jose, I think. But the story of that is, for those who don't know, it's this house of the person who founded Winchester guns, like rifles and everything like that. Long story short, husband died, and the wife was by herself and pretty much had, the house is super haunted. And these spirits, came to her and were pretty much like, you need to keep building this house forever. Or else, if you don't keep building, the spirits are going to get you. There's so many spirits that have been caused and killed
I remember this
because
now.
of your husband. And he created these guns that killed all these people. And now they're coming back for you. And unless you keep building in the house, because if you keep building in the house, it's supposed to confuse the ghosts because they don't know where to go, kind of thing. Then they're gonna get you. Pretty much you're done. So it's a place you can go to, and they have literally, I'm not even joking, staircases and stuff, hallways that lead to a door that go nowhere.
Yeah.
You open the door and there's nothing there.
Yeah, I've heard about this, and she kept building until the day she died, right?
Until the day she died.
Isn't there a movie coming out about that?
It actually came out, I think, 2 years ago, called Winchester. It was okay.
Didn't it have Leonardo DiCaprio on it?
Are you thinking of Shutter Island?
Am I thinking of
Shutter Island?
I'm not thinking of Shutter Island, though. That is a good movie.
I haven't seen Shutter Island, but I know the entire plot.
It is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
But I knew the plot just from the trailer. The trailer, kind of lends it to, okay, you can figure out what this is.
I never watched the trailer. I
Me
just
neither.
watched the movie, and
the ending is so sad.
It is. Spoilers. It's a very good movie. If you haven't seen Shutter Island, I would watch it. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio's in a lot of good stuff.
This is true. But yeah, on the focus of horror stuff, Winchester House, I mean, I really want to go to, a lot of these places before I die.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places. I want to go to the Blair Witch Woods. Even though it's not, a real thing. It was based on the movie. But, the actual woods are a place you can go to, where the Blair Witch happened or, resides and stuff like that. Just
where it was filmed.
Exactly, where it was filmed. But, people obviously carry rumors after the movie was over of, it's real. It happened. And, just all these things.
How much creepy stuff do you think are in that woods now? Because fans or people are like, dude, I'm going to make, creepy sigil things and just put them in the Blair Witch Woods.
That's true.
I'm 100% certain. Somewhere in those woods, some fans were like, we're just going to make a bunch of these little, stick wood cross thingies and put them up everywhere. 100%.
I bet you people go into those woods sometimes when they're bored and they're like, dude, I bet you we're going to run into people. We could freak them out.
Yeah, so I want to go.
That's what I'm wondering. What if hotels do that, on purpose now? If a hotel or something gets notoriety of, being haunted.
Yeah.
How do we know, the employees don't just, at, 3:33 in the morning just, start, wailing in the hall or something, on purpose?
You don't,
just
man.
to keep that.
You don't, and that's the thing.
And if you're in your room, you're just like, you're not gonna leave.
I mean, it's also a risk though, right? Because it's like, yeah, you can do that, and it can attract people that are like, oh, I'm into creepy shit, but it could also like detract people to be like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
That's true.
It's like a 50-50 kind of thing.
Well, I think it's like people inherently like getting scared.
True.
And the idea of like you're going to a haunted thing, even if you might be freaked out about it, which there are people that are generally freaked out about it,
right?
And, you know, you should not drag them there.
I would be,
but I think most people are like, I don't believe it, but like that's kind of like a cool story. You know, like, what if something happens? You know, and that's why I like occult. Is that what I guess that would be the word? Like scary, occult stuff like that. Not necessarily because I believe in all of it, but I'm like, some of it is just, it's like you read it and you're like, this is just super interesting to listen to or read about.
Oh yeah, some of the stories are
stuff
just
like that.
This couldn't happen. This couldn't happen.
I like watching ghost hunting shows.
Like
I used to have a Rooster Teeth first account to watch Achievement Hunter.
I still haven't seen that yet.
That's
and
a great
need to get there.
Eventually, Hunter. It was it was a pretty good show too. It was funny because for those who don't know, it was always like you know, everyone's spreading out and trying to do stuff. But my favorite part was that Jeremy was always trying to fight a ghost. He would always be like, "Come on, I want to punch a ghost."
I mean, it's fair. By the way, Rooster Teeth, friend of the show.
Yeah, but there's lots of cool stuff there, and I liked it.
Yeah, the spooky stuff.
You should go ghost hunting, guys.
Come
to the south. Listen, there's a lot of ghosts out here.
I've seen a ghost before. I've seen a ghost.
When? The ghost of Tsushima.
I'm not gonna say the name of the area. Okay, but I will tell you after where it was.
You know, you live in an area that probably has some ghosts. I'm not gonna say where, but
I mean, there's a cult.
Well,
there's a cult.
We don't want to. That's a later conversation for cults. Okay.
This isn't the cult podcast.
This isn't not today. But what was I gonna say? I've seen a ghost. Okay.
Do tell.
I saw. All I will say is that I was in an area I wasn't supposed to be in. I was trespassing. Okay, with some of my friends. Because cute girls said we wouldn't do it, and we were like, "Well, frig you, yeah, we are." As is 90%.
I know this story.
Horror. And I've told you the story. I don't think I've told Steven the story.
Nope. I have never heard this.
So I will tell you the full version later, but I'll give you the details. Basically, go to some place, okay, and when you see it's supposedly haunted, okay, and it's up, you can see the path of this haunted trail. It's a haunted trail. That's also that leads to a haunted farmhouse.
Okay, I was gonna say there's not a water tower up there, right?
No. And
okay, never mind.
So basically, when you're outside and you're looking into it, you're like, it's a really short trail that leads, like, it's just like, and then there's the farm, right? And they're like, it's haunted or whatever. So when we go down onto the trail to like walk the 15 steps that are to the farm, okay? Mm-hmm. And as we're walking, we're like, we have been walking for what feels like an hour, okay? When if you're looking at it from the outside, it's like not even a minute walk, okay? But we feel like we've been walking for an hour. And all of a sudden, the trees are like, that you could see through, are like this, okay? Like, you can't, it's pitch black in front of us and pitch black behind us, okay?
Okay.
So it gets really creepy. As we're walking, me and like my 5 other friends all had the realization at the same time. We're all like, you know what's weird? And I'm like, what? Like, I feel like we've been walking for an hour, and everyone goes, yeah, I feel like it too. And then when everyone looks around and goes, anyone notice the trees are real creepy? And I'm like, I was just thinking that. I'm like, anybody notice that we can't see in front of us or behind it? And my friend said, I did notice that. We're all about to say something, but we're waiting for someone else to crack. So we're like, this is weird. Also, there's traffic going by, and it was really windy, and it was like this. It was just dead quiet, okay? And that was the creepiest part. But anyway, headlights behind us, okay? Car starts coming. So we do what any normal, rational thought would be. We hide in bushes.
Fair.
and half of us go on one side. We all basically splinter off, and as we go, the car stops.
No.
And someone gets out of the car, and then they go to the back of their car and they open up their trunk and they close their trunk, and then they just start walking around. Okay. I'm at a point. Okay. So they got closer, whoever it was, to some of my other friends, but for me, I looked up. You can see underneath the bushes. Okay, from where I was, I looked up down the slope, and the person's shoes are like this. I'm like, so they're basically like pointing at me. And if that guy leans over or like whatever looks down, I'm getting caught. Okay.
He's probably gonna shoot you for trespassing.
Or something. But I didn't move, and I held my breath, and I like pushed my face into the leaves, and then the person gets in the car and they drive away. And they go straight. And they keep going straight. And they go 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 straight off into the distance. The red taillights disappear. We all climb out of the bushes. Okay? Now here's the part that's creepy. Because when we all get out of there, we notice that, hey, it's bright again. The pathway's not that long. Okay? And we can see through the trees again. Also, the turn is like 12 steps forward and to the left, and it leads to the farm, and that car went straight. But straight leads into nothing but bushes. So we all ran away.
I mean, safe to say it's probably the good decision at that point. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that.
It's almost like you guys walked into the spirit world or something.
Pretty much.
Something like, and it was very creepy, and I will tell you, short version, we did go back, okay? And something like started to happen, but then it like stopped. Like it felt like it was getting creepy again, and then it stopped getting creepy. Like it was like, nah. But we did go back, and it wasn't as scary.
Would you go back again?
Like the first time we went, would I go back again?
Yes.
Probably not, because I'm older now.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think that place has like electrical fences now.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, because it had barbed wire fences the first time, and people got cut on barbed wire fences, but they were like a tiny little cut, and they were like a Paul Blart Mall Cop, where they're putting a little Band-Aid, and they're like I can't move. But I've seen a ghost, or I was just so scared I didn't realize that the car went left. Either way, okay, I saw a ghost. I have also seen a UFO. That is 100%. I know for a fact I've seen a UFO.
Okay,
not
you have
aliens.
to save that for the
next week.
That's
I think
next time I host. Next time I host, it's aliens.
Do we need to wait till next time you host, or we just pick it up next week?
We could pick it up next week.
I'm okay with doing like a extra, like either extraterrestrial, weird happenings, whatever kind of podcast next week.
Yeah.
And we can do it. Speaking of, it is almost about 14 minutes, so it's almost time to start doing our thing.
Okay. Well, so, hey guys, thanks for humoring my topic.
It was great. Loved it.
Yeah.
I think next week we're even going to go more in depth with like. Yeah. I don't know if
my phone didn't die. I had more stuff.
Are we just going to become a supernatural podcast for a while?
I think
I'm
we're
okay with this.
It's like the mini series in the full season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like maybe this one and the next one we'll get to talking in depth. Plus the next one will probably start on time, so we'll probably be able to go like more in depth for like a full 2 hours if we wanted to, kind of thing.
It's the mystery box. You don't know where you're going to get.
Yeah,
we're probably going to talk about puppies next week.
We can talk about whatever we want.
Whatever we want.
I just really wanted to talk about someone this because everyone else goes, "Oh, that's cool," and I'm like, "No, I need someone to talk about it with."
No, there's more to be opened. I think us having a shorter time today made that a little harder. But next week.
Well, that's because someone, and I'm looking at where you are on my screen. Am I above you?
How long have we been going for?
Steven's below me.
Wait, am I to your right?
I'm at the bottom.
You're to my left.
Okay. You're always on the bottom. Why is that? Because you hold us up. Answer for
me?
Because he's
I answer
stable.
for you. Because you're
on
stable,
mine,
you
I'm on the right side.
Oh,
See, for me,
on me, you're on the bottom.
But it changes.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It changes.
It all depends on what Chappy's is, because that's the version that's going to be on Twitch.
Mine's the real version.
Yeah.
You and I are versions that are non-canon.
Exactly. I'm the canon version.
We're the spinoff.
We are the spinoff.
We're the GT.
But if I can say
the GT. Oh, I get it now. I was like, wait, what does that mean? And then I was like, oh, Dragon Ball. Got it.
Are we wrapping up?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up.
Just about.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
say,
I wanted to ask a question.
Oh, go ahead before we wrap up then.
If you became a ghost, where would you want to haunt? Could be anywhere, but like, if you had to pick one place on the earth, and you're like, I'm gonna just haunt this place, where would it be? For me, gotta be Disneyland. 100%.
Not a bad idea.
How often are you gonna be on that? How often are you gonna be in that haunted mansion ride?
I wouldn't even be in the haunted mansion ride. I would be like in.
World.
No, that would actually be
creepy.
Imagine you're just looking at all the dolls, which are already creepy as it is, and then you just like look up, and it's like, and it becomes like a rumor, like, hey, as you're going through this tunnel, if you look up to the left, you can see a ghostly face looking down at you, and it's just like, are you sure it's not just a
that? Hell no.
And people actually try it, and they're like, no, it doesn't work. But then you have some friends that are like, no, it works. You have to go on at between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. or something like crazy like that.
I would haunt a town, and I would be the vengeful vigilante spirit of that town, in that I would stop people from breaking in each other's houses by scaring them. But also, if someone like cut someone off, like, and they like, or flip someone off and they drove away, I would like follow them in ghost mode, and then I would just go to their house and make their life a living hell.
I could see that as a really funny comedy. Could you imagine?
I'd be vigilante ghost.
In the grocery store parking lot, someone like leaves their cart like next to the car. You just like appear out of nowhere. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah. Walk your cart over to the.
Hey, but you can't do that.
What I would do is I would haunt them. I would possess the shopping cart, and I would just constantly put it back like in their house. Like you know, you're in the shower and they open the curtain, and it's like the Psycho music, but it's just a shopping cart sitting there, and it's like, return your carts.
Return the cards.
I would do it to like you know people that are just mean to like employees for no reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
People that like Karens. I'd be like, hey, listen, I'm haunting you now, and they're like, but I didn't do anything that bad, and I'm like, doesn't matter.
I think I'd go. The weird answer. I think I'd go with Vegas, because it's a party town.
It's a popular haunt,
and it's also like, not only that, people aren't gonna believe anybody because everyone's always drunk. That was really loud and scared the crap out of me.
What was that?
Kauai Empire.
Kauai Empire. Following, because Kauai Empire is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
They are Kauai Empire.
Scared the crap
Is
out
their
of me,
name
man.
Kauai Empire? Is their name Kauai Empire?
Yes.
You did say it.
It's funny because I can't hear it.
So loud on my end. You guys have no clue how loud that is.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Kauai, thank you for scaring the shit out of me on this spooky podcast.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna do something for Kauai. Hey.
Kauai says hi.
Hi, Kauai.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm gonna put our emote in the chat.
I like it. Easy.
No, not the easy. I'll put the easy. Dude, the easy one is great. I was using it a lot in my Smash stream.
Love the easy emote.
Smash.
But yeah, I think next week we might discuss this a little bit more.
Are we gonna talk about aliens? Because I can get into aliens.
If you can get into aliens,
a lot of stuff. I'm gonna watch the movie Signs. I'm gonna watch the movie E.T. I'm gonna watch the movie Star Wars.
Let's do aliens. Fuck it.
Do this.
Let's do aliens.
Those are three very distinct movies where you're like, I'm gonna watch Signs, I'm gonna watch E.T. and I'm like, yeah, do the third one. You're like, it's Star Wars, and I was like, okay.
One just for pleasure. Who would have known?
He's doing it in a weird way.
Kauai Empire says, any horror movies y'all into? It's weird that we're getting questions at the very end, but why not?
I know. We'll
I can go for days.
For him.
I can go for days.
Or them.
I think you Joe said Conjuring, right?
For horror movies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like Dude. I actually don't really have. I don't. I like any kind of horror movie as long as it's good. I'll tell you what horror movies I don't like because I've been watching them on Dead Meat. Because of Dead Meat, the Wrong Turn
series. I
bad.
knew it.
Those are pretty bad.
Yeah.
I like anything. It's anything that deals with. If I had to pick a favorite horror movie, you know what? Off the top of my head, just right, like not even like.
Don't even think about it. Just go.
Pandorum.
I haven't even seen that.
That's a pretty good creepy sci-fi movie.
I know what mine is. I think it's gonna have to be Evil Dead 2, or Cabin in the Woods. See, I like
number one.
I like comedic horror movies.
As do I. When it's done right.
Okay.
But Insidious is probably my favorite, like actually spooky one.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Insidious.
If you want a good horror / like it has psychological horror, it has like alien horror, it's got humor in it, and it's got sci-fi horror in it, and all that stuff. Watch Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
That's good. It's getting a second season.
Oh, you know what's a good horror series, even though it's sci-fi and horror, is Black Mirror.
True.
Have you guys ever seen Black Mirror?
True.
Black Mirror is twisted.
Dude, there are some episodes that mess with you so much. Beef of RX wants us to watch Doctor Sleep, and Kawaii Empire wants us to watch Lights Out, which I haven't seen Lights Out yet. Or Doctor Sleep.
I might have seen Lights Out.
You have?
I've seen Lights Out.
Was it good?
Lights Out is good. Yeah, it's good. That's a great suggestion.
If I
Lights
haven't,
Out is really good.
I'm on to string Lights Out probably tomorrow.
That's the one with the blind guy, right? And he's... Or am I thinking of something?
No, that's Don't Breathe.
Okay, I haven't seen that one either. I heard that one was pretty cool.
I haven't seen Lights Out, but I've wanted to see Lights Out for a long time.
So Don't Breathe is good until the twist is revealed, and then it kind of gets a little silly. It gets a little silly afterwards.
Okay. Did you guys ever watch... I know a lot of people don't think this one's scary, but did you ever watch Mama?
Yeah.
I saw the Dead Meat review of Mama.
I thought that one was really creepy. I don't know.
It's creepy in a different way because you're like, it's real. That's a real thing that could happen.
It's true.
And I think that's the creepiest kind of stuff of all.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna watch a lot of...
What's Next? I think it's What's Next. Is it What's Next? I think that's the name of the movie. Is like the best movie with a final girl that, like, if you ever wanted to watch a movie with someone that makes logical horror movie decisions, Who's Next? I think it's Who's Next.
Who's Next? The one with the masks?
Yeah, it's the one with the mask.
Mm-hmm. Your Next?
Your Next. Your Next?
It's the one with the girl who, like, they go to a family thing and then people start dying. Yeah. Love that movie, dude.
That one's good. That one's good.
Yeah, that one's
which is like good.
A thriller. Is Stranger Things considered horror?
Yes.
Yeah. Stranger Things is creepy.
Not dedicated horror. It's not super scary, but
all right,
it is
I'm gonna start writing. I'm all in now on this. Let me write this down. Lights Out.
The Haunting of something Hill
House.
American Horror Story is
Haunting of Hill House.
I heard The Haunting of Hill House is pretty good. I haven't seen that one. It's amazing.
I recommend it so much. It's
good.
Creepy. It's like interesting. It's got story that's going to keep you going, kind of thing. It's got twists. Surprisingly, didn't expect the twists. Haunting of Hill House is one of my favorite horror TV shows ever, and it's not even close. It's so good.
Huh. Kawaii Empire says, has anybody watched Mara? Has anybody heard of that?
I've heard of it.
Mara. Yeah. I don't know if they just misspelled mama or not, but
no, Mara. Crap, I've heard of this movie before, but I haven't seen it.
I have battery life left. Come on.
He has life.
Oh, you revived your phone, huh?
For this one, just for Kawaii Empire.
So next week we're gonna talk about aliens, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch the Alien series again. I have the movies on Blu-ray.
Wait, which ones?
Whoa, what is this?
Mara sounds interesting.
I'm going to read the description real quick before my phone dies.
Go for it.
A criminal psychologist investigates the mysterious strangling death of a man in his bed. She soon meets the members of a community who tell her about a centuries-old demon that kills people in their sleep. Sounds neat. I've never seen that. I would watch that. That sounds interesting. Movie night? Watch it.
Movie night.
What it is? Movie night.
We should start doing the movie night.
We should do horror nights.
What's it on? Do we know if it's streaming on anything right now? When you guys at Google?
I don't see it on anything. Hold on. Mara film.
I don't see it on anything. My phone died. right as I typed in where to watch and so clicked search.
Let's see.
It's on Netflix, guys.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. The Sleep
Mara
Demon.
Seems cool.
We need to start doing that thing. So I think we should have a separate podcast or discussion. What day of the week are you guys usually good to go? Like Wednesday, Thursday?
As you know,
do you guys work?
As you know, I am a very busy man.
Okay? Yeah.
My attention is demanded in many, many different fields. However, I can safely tell you let me check my phone schedule here. Hold on. That I am available any day. any day.
Okay, so maybe we should all watch Mara on Netflix by the end of next week.
Chappy cross
within the week. Let's watch it. Can we all agree on that? I don't know where you guys. I know this is not. I'm editing this. It's not gonna.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me look at Chappy's.
Phone home.
Hold on. All I have to do is this.
See, I just need to go. I need to go down. You need to go up. Go up.
Yeah,
go
I
up,
need to go up.
Go up. Go up. Keep going up. See if you can go all the way up.
You have to go high. Raise your
But there's
hand,
a delay,
buddy.
guy. There's a delay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to raise it slowly.
My hand is, well, it just sounds like you're not moving at all.
Is it good?
Go a little bit down.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh.
Go up.
It down. Joe's not syncing up with mine.
I'm right here. What do you mean?
This is terrible. Let's just cut it.
Anyways,
it.
Aliens next
That's where
week
it ends.
and other stuff. We're gonna watch Mara. We're gonna do some stuff.
That's where we end it.
All right, Alien discussion next week, but we're watching Mara. Sounds good.
We're watching Mara.
All right, guys.
Wait, that's it?
Or are we actually gonna end it on a proper note and not?
I don't have a bit planned.
How's this for a bit?
Cat.
Aww.
Oh, the fluffy kid.
But
He's
the
so
cat.
cute.